Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this video, we're going to make a shattered pyramid card using a free card making download from my website www.craftwithsarah.com. Once you've printed out your design and the ink is all nice and dry, you need to cut everything out. So both the main part of the card and all of these triangles. The triangles come in order on the sheet, so try and keep them in the same kind of grouping after you've cut them. You can see I've done that here with one I've already cut out. So these ones are all the triangles from this top part. The middle little pile I've got here is the ones from this side, and then this little one on the end is the four here. By keeping it separated out, it'll be easier to work out where you're sticking them when we come to make the card. I have already gone ahead and attached the main image to a card. This is a 5x7 inch card and I have stuck it to a pretty piece of holly pattern paper. That's from this Perfect Christmas paper set, and it's by First Edition Paper. And it's so pretty. It's got really kind of vintage style Christmas designs in it. So if you're into making kind of traditional Christmas cards and advent cards, this is an excellent paper choice. And the one I used is this holly. Once I'd stuck it all together, I went around the edges with some gold peel-offs just to add a little bit of extra glitz. And then I put some gemstones in each of the four corners. I had some excess space at the bottom, so I put a little cut of the green paper down there and some extra gold bits. You can assemble the shattered pyramid before you stick it on the card, but I prefer to stick it first as it's easier to get everything lined up before you've got all those 3D layers. Alright, so we're going to start with the biggest triangles to stick them on. If you look at the original sheet, you have got a little sample here which shows you which triangles to stick on, and it also gives you the order. I'm going to keep that to one side and then go through my triangles, and I find the easiest way to do it is to think about how they stick onto the card by just placing them on there before you add any glue. And that means you're not going to accidentally stick any in the wrong order and then be stuck with bits that you can't get off. I enjoy making these because it is kind of like doing a jigsaw puzzle. You've got to work out where each of these triangles of the shattered pyramid go before you can stick them on. And there we go. Alright, so they're all lined up. It's now time to start putting the 3D foam pads on and sticking them together. If I start with this triangle, I'm just going to turn it over and stick some foam pads on the bottom. And my foam pads are huge, so I just used a pair of scissors to cut them smaller so that they'll fit on the back of these triangles. Put one bit in each of the corners, peel the backing off, and then put my card back in, find where this was supposed to go. So it was the top left. I'm just going to turn it around a bit to make it easier, and then just stick it on and make sure the patterns all line up. There we go. I find it easiest to do the big corners, the big triangles first, because they stick to each of the corners of the design. So once you've got them into place, it makes it a lot easier to put the smaller ones in the middle. This is the top right triangle, and this one goes along the top. So I'm going to stick this on. There we go. And then move on to the bottom right one. You will use quite a lot of foam pads for this card because there's so many triangles to stick on. So I'm going to line this one up like that, stick it down, and then there's one more large triangle to do, and this one's in the bottom left. There we go. So now I need to stick these 4 smaller triangles on. These ones are a bit different as they're different sizes and they go in different places, so it might be easier to turn the card to get them all into position. You've always got one straight edge which goes along the edge of the main picture, which does make it easier to line them up because you can just put those straight edges together. And one more, and then we'll finish the first layer. Alright, there we go. So you can already see the 3D effect starting with these triangles, but we're going to improve on that by adding another layer. So here is my layer 2 triangles, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to place each one onto the design on top of the one it's going to go on, so that I know I'm putting everything in the right place. Oh no, there we go, that's that one. See, this is why we line it up, otherwise I totally would have stuck that one in the wrong place. And that one there. Alright, so you need to go ahead and put your foam pads on the bottom of all of them. I've already done that, so I can just peel them off to show you how to stick it together. This time these triangles don't line up against an edge. They go in the middle of the triangles that are already there. So it's a little bit trickier to line them up as you're not just matching 2 straight edges. But because you've got the nice patterns on them, you can still get a good idea of where they need to go. This time I'm not doing the big triangles first. There's not really a need to do that anymore, as we're just going through and sticking things on top of those initial triangles. If there's any particular designs in Shattered Pyramid that you'd like to see or you'd like to make, leave a comment below, and I do check them regularly, and if I see that you've made a request, I will try and make it for you, so that you can design the free printable, download the free printable, that's the word I was looking for. Download the free printable from my blog, which is craftwithsarah.com. I release new craft printables every week. So if there is something you'd like to see on there that isn't on there at the minute, just drop me a comment in one of my YouTube videos and I will see what I can do. Alright, so that is that layer of triangles done. So we just have one left, and this time there's only 4 triangles, and these are going to go in the big ones in each of the corners. So I'm going to line these up again. No, that was right. Oh, was it? Ah, there we go. You can tell I was never good at jigsaw puzzles because I'm terrible at this. And that way. Alright, so again I've already got the foam pads on. I had to cut these ones quite small to get them to fit on the triangles. I like that these ones in the corners have an extra layer of 3D-ness, is that a word? Than the other ones. It's that extra bit of interest on the card of making things different heights that gives it that extra special appearance. So just one more. There we go. And that is our Shattered Pyramid finished. So I hope you can see how all of these little triangles are creating a fun 3D effect. And what it does is it has the effect of focusing the eye into the middle of the design, so on this lovely vintage wreath. and it's got lots of 3D layers, and it looks really cool. When you send that to someone and they open it, they're going to look at it and go, wow, how did they do that? So I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial on how to make these shattered pyramids. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And for more card making tutorials, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I release new ones every week without fail. So you'll always get some new card making inspiration. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the card.